Why does the market go down? Why does the market go up? First is rejection. Rejection meaning that is a basic understanding. Buyers versus sellers. That is the market in reality. Second confirmation, a new is enough for. A new fortress is formed for the buyers. And simple as that. You have the 3 confirmations and that is exactly how you trade. Okay guys, in this trading video, I'm going to force all of you to understand trading with a very simple analogy. So, I'm going to make it so easy to understand that even this cat can learn how to trade and become profitable. So let us start guys. So basically everybody knows how trading works, right? Up and down. Market go up, market go down. Simple as that. But let me tell you the truth behind why the market goes up, why the market goes down. Let's start guys, okay? So let me explain it in simple terms. Why does market go up? Because there are buyers in the market, okay? When the candle goes up, that means that the buyers are buying. It is going up because the buyers are buying. Simple as that. Why does the market go down? Because the sellers are selling. So that is a basic understanding. Buyers versus sellers. That is the market in reality. Most of you may think that, oh, trading is just you buy and you sell. No. It's a very intricate war between buyers and sellers. When buyers win, buyers profit. But when sellers win, sellers profit. So in other way around, buyers win, sellers lose. Sellers win, buyers lose. Simple as that. So how does it relate to our strategy? SNR. Support and resistance. Very simple. Buyers and sellers. Support and resistance. Let me draw it out for you guys, okay? For example, here we have a bearish candle. We have a bullish candle, okay? We have a support form right over here. Now, what does a support mean? A support means that it is a buy zone. When there's a buy zone, obviously you buy there. But why do you buy there? Very simple. This is the understanding behind it. You buy there because it is a fortress for buyers. Buyers versus sellers. It's a war. And in the war, there are fortresses. Fortresses are where the troops gather and for example, when gold touches that fortress, maybe the buyers are gathering troops to continue fighting the war against the sellers, thus flying all the way up. Very simple understanding. Let me show you that on the real chart. So let's say, for example, right over here, we have a bullish candle, bearish candle, resistance form, resistance break becomes support, okay? We have a bearish candle, bullish candle, support form. That becomes a fortress for buyers. And what they go do? Go pull back to the fortress of buyers, touch the zone, touch the fortress, gather troops and continue flying. Pull back once again to gather more troops, continue flying. Touch the resistance, touch the sell zone, pull back, touch the buy zone again, touch the fortress, continue flying. That is the place where buyers reside, where buyers will buy. That is what we call a support, the fortress for buyers. So now we understand that that is a fortress. Let us move on to the sell understanding, right? So for example, seller, same thing. We have a bullish candle, we have a bearish candle, right? Resistance form. So that resistance means that it's a fortress for sellers. That is where the sellers reside. That is where the sellers are gathering troops. They're preparing weapons. They're fighting over there. They're defending their base right over there. That is what we call a fortress for sellers and a fortress for buyers. So right now, what does gold do? Gold goes back here, defends the base, and continues going down. Why? Because it is a fortress for sellers. Let me show that on the real chart. For example, right over here, we took the sell here yesterday, right? Okay, the sell is right over here. We have resistance. Bullish candle, bearish candle, resistance form. A sell zone form, a fortress for sellers form. What they go do? Go touch the fortress for sells, continue going down. Why? Because the buyers did not win the war against the sellers. The buyers did not take over their fortress. They just fought at the fortress. The buyers lost, the sellers won, and it went down all the way to touch back the fortress for buyers. Buyers won, and it continued flying, and it broke out of the fortress for sellers. Now, we understand the basic understanding. Fortress for buyers, which is support. Fortress for sellers, which is resistance. Understand that really basic thing. Now, let's say you have a bullish candle, we have a bearish candle, resistance form. We have a fortress for sellers here. Now, let's say the buyers are coming to take over their fortress, and then the buyers won. The buyers took over their fortress, and then they won. Completely gold breakout. When the buyers win, over a fortress, that means it's a breakout of that resistance. Very simple. And when a breakout happens, sometimes gold will pull back and continue flying. Why is that? It means that the buyers are gathering more troops at the fortress that they took over to continue breaking out, to continue taking over until the point where they cannot take over anymore. So we understand that when a breakout happens, it means that the buyers has taken over the base of the sellers, and when they take over the base, that base becomes theirs, and that is why gold continue flying, pulling back, continue flying. Simple as that. For example, let me show you guys this on a real life market. For example, right over here we have a resistance, right? Okay, resistance. That resistance is a fortress for sellers, but that fortress broke out. The buyers won the war and they took over the base. And what happened, guys? It broke out. What they go do? Broke out, pull back, and continue flying all the way. Why? Because the pullback means that it's gathering more troops after the breakout. That is why I say 3 confirmations. Third confirmation is always a breakout, because once a breakout happens, it means that the buyers have finally won the war. When the buyers won the war, that means we can continue fighting with the buyers. Obviously, you want to fight a winning war, right? You want to fight a losing war. So always wait for a breakout as confirmation. Simple as that. Same thing for new resistance. New resistance means a new fortress is being formed. So remember the 3 tips, guys. 3 confirmations. First is rejection. Rejection meaning they are fighting the war. They are tengah fighting. And then second confirmation, a new is now formed. A new fortress is formed for the buyers. And then when gold breaks out, the buyers just won the war against the sellers. And simple as that. You have the 3 confirmations, and that is exactly how you trade. Now, we understand the simple concept of breakout, the simple concept of SNR. Now, let us understand the simple concept of roadblock with the use of this simple analogy of army, war, whatever, okay? So, what is a roadblock? A roadblock is, let's say you are buying in a buy zone, okay? You're buying a buy zone. The roadblock is gonna be at the sell zone, at the fortress for sales. Why? Why is the roadblock there? Because let's say you're in a war, right? You are with the buyers. You're the soldier in the buyer's army. So, for example, let's say you're buying, right? There's a buy zone and you buy at the buy zone, at the fortress for buyers. And then, where's the roadblock? The roadblock is at the sell zone. So, you are the commander of this war. You are the commander of this war. You are with the buyers. You are commanding the army of buyers. Let's say you're commander. What do? You buy here and it goes to the roadblock. What do? You can either order your troops to retreat to gather more army, or you can continue pushing forward. Now, how does it apply to trading? Very simple. Either you can TP at roadblock to secure your profit, or you can wait for breakout of that zone to continue buying all the way up. Break out of the fortress for sellers to continue going all the way up. Now, let me show you that on a real chart, guys. Okay, for example, right over here. Okay, for example, right over here, we have a buy zone, right? You are the commander of this war. You are a buy zone. You are in a buy zone, right? And you buy. Where did you buy? You buy right over here at this candle, right? You buy, and then where's the roadblock? The roadblock is at the sell zone on the H1 time frame, bullish candle, bearish candle, resistance form right over here. What they go do? Touch the buy zone, it started flying all the way up 80 pips. You have the choice. You can either TP here at the roadblock at the fortress of sellers, or you can wait for a breakout. And what happened, guys? A breakout form. What happened, guys? A breakout form. The next candle instantly broke out, and what did gold do after it broke out? It touched the resistance, touched the fortress of sellers, pull back to gather more troops at the new buy zone form, at the new fortress of buyers, and then what they go do? Continue flying all the way up. So very simple, when you are at resistance, you have a very simple choice. You can either secure your profits, or you can wait for a breakout and continue holding further and further. So how can you reduce your risk in this scenario? You can either set break even, you can analyze the market waiting for breakout on lower time frame. You can also analyze every single time frame to see momentum is strong or not. And that is how you trade, with the simple understanding of SNR, fortress for buyers, fortress for sellers, support and resistance, with the simple understanding of breakout, buyers taking over the seller's base, with the simple understanding of roadblocks, you can become profitable. There's no need for what secret technique, ICT or turtle soup. Just understand how to trade, and that is exactly how you become profitable. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys understand, because I explained it in the way my cat can also understand. And if you guys are a real trader, you understand it as well. So that is it for today, and I will see you guys at the next video. Make sure you guys comment down all your questions and subscribe. Santai kawan, and I love all of you. Bye bye.